winter is airy. And while we're all bundling up in our cozy sweaters and sipping hot cocoa, have you ever stopped to think about how our furry best friends are handling the cold? We all love our dogs to bits. But you might be surprised to learn that many of us, with the best intentions, are making some pretty big mistakes when the temperature drops. In fact, studies and vet surveys suggest that up to 90% of dog owners might be unintentionally putting their dogs at risk during the winter months. These aren't just small slip-ups. Some of these common habits can lead to serious discomfort, illness, or even emergencies for our beloved pets. The scary part is, our dogs can't tell us when something's wrong. They suffer in silence. So today, we're going to uncover these hidden dangers. We'll go through the top mistakes, why they're so harmful, and most importantly, what you can do to keep your dog safe, happy, and healthy all winter long. Stick around, because what you learn today could make all the difference for your four-legged family member. Let's dive right into the first and biggest mistake. Assuming your dog's fur is a perfect winter coat. You see a husky rumping in the snow and think, my dog's got fur, he'll be fine. But that's a dangerous oversimplification. Different breeds have vastly different coats. A Siberian husky or a Bernese mountain dog is built for the cold, with a thick, double-layered coat that insulates them. But what about a greyhound, a whippet, or a chihuahua? They have thin, single-layered coats that offer very little protection against the cold. Leaving them outside for too long is like sending a person out in a t-shirt during a blizzard. Even many popular breeds, like French bulldogs and boxers, get cold as so. Age and health also play a huge role. Puppies and senior dogs have a harder time regulating their body temperature, and dogs with conditions like arthritis or heart disease are much more vulnerable. So, the one-size-fits-all approach just doesn't work. Pay attention to your specific dog. If you see them shivering, lifting their paws, or trying to find shelter, those are clear signs they're too cold and need to get inside immediately. This leads us to our second common mistake: neglecting proper winter gear. Just as we wouldn't go out without a coat, many dogs need one too. When you're choosing a doggy jacket, look for one that covers their core from the neck to the base of the tail and protects their belly. Waterproof or water-resistant material is a huge plus, as a wet coat can make a dog even colder. But it's not just about jackets. What about their paws? A dog's paws are incredibly sensitive. Walking on frozen ground, ice, and snow can be painful and can cause their paw pads to become dry, cracked, and even frostbitten. A good set of booties can be a lifesaver. It might take your dog a little while to get used to them. We've all seen those funny videos, but it's worth the effort for the protection they provide. Not only do they insulate the paws, but they also create a barrier against the next danger we're going to talk about. So, if your dog gets cold easily or you live in a very cold climate, a well-fitting coat and booties are not fashioned accessories. They are essential safety equipment. All right, let's talk about a silent threat that many owners overlook. Chemical dyes. Those salts and chemicals we sprinkle on sidewalks and roads to melt ice are a major hazard for our dogs. When your dog walks through them, the chemicals can cause painful chemical burns on their paw pads. And it gets worse. Dogs naturally lick their paws to clean them. And when they do, they ingest these toxic chemicals. This can lead to drooling, vomiting, diarrhea, and in severe cases, it can be a true medical emergency. So, what can you do? First, try to avoid walking in areas that are heavily treated with salt. After every single walk, without exception, you need to clean your dog's paws. A bowl of warm water and a towel by the door works perfectly. Just a quick dip and wipe is all it takes to remove those harmful residues. If you use a dicer at your own home, make sure you choose one that is explicitly labeled as pets. These alternatives might be a little more expensive, but your dog's safety is priceless. This simple habit of wiping their paws can prevent a lot of pain and a potential trip to the emergency vet. Next up, mistake number 4, cutting back on walks and exercise. It's cold, it's dark, and the couch is calling your name. It's tempting to think, my dog doesn't want to go out either, and skip your usual walks. But this is a huge mistake. Dogs still need physical exercise and mental stimulation, even in winter. A lack of exercise can lead to boredom, which often results in destructive behaviors like chewing furniture or excessive barking. It can also lead to weight gain, which puts extra strain on their joints and overall health. Now, I'm not saying you need to go on a 2-hour hike in a snowstorm. You have to be smart about it. Shorter, more frequent walks can be a great solution. Instead of one long walk, try 2 or 3 shorter ones throughout the day. You can also get creative with indoor activities. Games of fetch in a long hallway, puzzle toys that make them think, or even a session on a dog-friendly treadmill can help burn off that excess energy. Keeping their bodies and minds active is just as important in December as it is in July. Let's move on to a hydration issue that surprises many people. Mistake number 5 is forgetting that dogs need plenty of water in winter, too. We often associate dehydration with hot summer days, but it's a real risk in the winter. The air inside our heated homes is very dry, which can increase a dog's fluid loss just from breathing. Plus, if they are active and playing outside, they're still losing water. The problem is, they might not feel as thirsty in the cold. Always make sure their water bowl is full of fresh, clean water. If you're taking your dog out for an extended period, like for a winter hike, bring water with you, just as you would in the summer. Also, if you keep a water bowl outside, be sure to check it frequently to make sure it hasn't frozen solid. A heated water bowl can be a great investment for dogs that spend a lot of time outdoors in freezing temperatures. Proper hydration is key to their overall health, supporting everything from circulation to organ function. Now, for the danger that's literally right under our feet. Mistake number 6 is ignoring the risks of ice. We're careful when we walk on icy patches, but we often forget that our dogs can slip and fall too. A bad fall can cause sprains, torn ligaments, or even broken bones. This is especially dangerous for older dogs with arthritis or dogs with pre-existing joint issues. When you're out walking, be vigilant. Steer your dog away from obviously icy areas. If you have to cross an icy patch, walk slowly and keep your dog on a short leash to prevent them from pulling or running ahead. The booties we talked about earlier can also help by providing better traction on slippery surfaces. It's all about being aware of your surroundings and taking preventative measures to avoid a painful and expensive injury. Here's another one that happens inside the house. Mistake number 7, leaving dogs unattended near winter heat sources. Space heaters, fireplaces, and radiators can be incredibly dangerous. Dogs, especially those feeling a chill, are naturally drawn to the warmth. They might curl up too close and risk getting serious burns. They could also knock over a space heater, creating a major fire hazard for your entire home. Never, ever leave your dog alone in a room with an open fire or a portable space heater. Use a sturdy fireplace screen to block access. Teach your dog a command, like back up, to keep them at a safe distance. Always be aware of where your dog is in relation to any heat source. Their desire for warmth can easily override their sense of danger, so it's up to us to be their safety monitor. This next mistake is critical and can have fatal consequences. It's leaving a dog in a cold car. We all know the dangers of leaving a dog in a hot car in the summer, but a cold car can be just as deadly. A car acts like a refrigerator in winter. It loses heat quickly, and the temperature inside can plummet to dangerously low levels in a very short amount of time. A dog left in a freezing car is at high risk for a severe hypothermia. Even for a quick errand, it's not worth the risk. The temperature can drop faster than you think. If you're running errands, the safest place for your dog is at home. Just like in the summer, if you can't take him in with you, don't take him with you at all. Our 9th mistake is over. As we reduce our dog's activity levels in the winter, we need to adjust their food intake accordingly. It's easy to keep scooping the same amount of food into their bowl out of habit, but if they're burning fewer calories, that extra food will turn into extra pounds. As we mentioned, winter weight gain can lead to a host of health problems, including diabetes and increased stress on their joints. Unless your dog is a true working dog who spends hours outside in the cold and genuinely needs more calories to stay warm, you should probably be feeding them a little less. Consult your veterinarian about the right amount of food for your dog's winter activity level. They can help you make sure your dog is getting the nutrition they need without packing on unnecessary weight. Finally, mistake number 10, not knowing the signs of hypothermia and frostbite. These are serious medical emergencies, and recognizing them early can save your dog's life. Early signs of hypothermia, which is a dangerous drop in body temperature, include intense shivering, pale gums, and lethargy. As it progresses, the shivering might stop, and your dog may become unresponsive. Frostbite most commonly affects the extremities, the tail, ears, and paws. The skin might look pale or grayish and feel very cold or hard to the touch. If you suspect either of these, you need to act immediately. Get your dog into a warm, dry place. Wrap them in blankets. You can even pre-warm the blankets in the dryer. Do not rub the frostbitten areas, as this can cause more tissue damage. And most importantly, get them to a veterinarian immediately. These are not conditions you can safely manage at home. So there you have it. The 10 most common and dangerous mistakes dog owners make in the winter. It's a lot to remember, but it all comes down to being mindful and proactive. Remember to consider your specific dog's breed, age, and health. Invest in a proper coat and booties if they need them. Always clean their paws after a walk. Keep them active, but adjust their food and never, ever leave them in a cold car. Our dogs rely on us for everything, especially for their safety. By avoiding these simple mistakes, you can ensure that you and your best friend have a wonderful, safe, and happy winter season together. Thanks for watching. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more pet care tips, and share it with a fellow dog lover.